Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. Today I'm talking to Anne, and Anne, can you introduce yourself?
Oh, hello. My name is Anne Rodell, and I live in but I'm an independent game developer.
In a nutshell, what kind of game are we talking about?
We're talking about an arcade, a brick-breaking game, an exciting game with robots instead of paddles.
Why did you choose to
Uh,
make a game like this?
well, it was my first game, and I wanted to make sure that I keep it within scope. I listened to the Unity tutorials. I had a book, and I thought, okay, I had a few practice projects. You know, when you read a book and you say, okay, let me phone. Okay, it looks fine. Oh, I want to make my own game. I want something original, especially with robots.
Did the game become what you originally planned it to become before the start of development? Hello?
Well, it grew in scope. I had a little bit of the dreaded feature creep when you think, okay, I'm going to make only so many scenes, and then it grew to about 15 scenes. And then every time I worked on it and pushed and built it to the phone, then I thought, well, I could add a little bit more scripting. No. I don't like the way it moves. Let me change the script. That sort of thing.
For what platforms do
I
you intend to release the game?
um I released to the Android on Google Play and also PC on itch.io.
What do you think is your best attitude in life?
Well, I try to be positive. I get excited about any project that I start, and I usually try to complete it.
For how long have you been working on this project?
I think a total of 3 years, which included some coding, some procrastination, some more coding, building the app, and then going back and reiterating.
What was your day-to-day process while making this game?
Well, I did it from the beginning. I had some humble sketches on lined paper, and I would draw my robots. I thought, well, I want to plan the animations, which I used Unity's Mechanin system.
Will that be the
And
same for potential future games you make?
probably,
What were the biggest inspirations for making this game?
question of you. My biggest inspirations, well, I love playing games. I've been playing it since I found online games, matching games, cactuses that snap balloons, those PopCap games, and then all the way to Skyrim and those big games. So uh, I've played most of them.
What makes your game different from others?
Well, it is a brick-breaking game, but I broke from that role in that the robots use their whole body. Instead of having just a plain paddle, you will have a whole robot that is animated before you, whether they're tribal robots on a plank or Slinky trying to hold onto a truss in space, or Egbert flying with wings. And uh, some of the bricks actually move with the player input, and in others, the bricks make uh, organic shapes, palm trees, and mechanical birds.
What do you think is the most interesting part of the game?
I think just what I mentioned, that there's a possibility for change and reveal in the game. Sometimes when you break the bricks, you find that there's a hidden giant robot, or that the other robot is what you thought was walking around is actually levitating on another drone.
What setbacks did you encounter during the project, and do you feel like you learned anything from them?
Well, I learned that everything takes time, and I gained everything. I mean, I learned a little bit. Once I gained some experience, oh, well, it takes time. Oh, I learned a little bit about coding today. Oh, it was just a really wonderful process in making this game.
If you could go back in time, what would you do different?
That's a tough question. Probably I would try to tell people about my game as I was doing it, because I approached marketing kind of late into my development.
If you can advise a new indie game developer, what would you tell him?
Perhaps just what I mentioned, that as soon as you make a game, you have an idea, start telling people about it. Don't just hide it. Tell people about it.
What do you feel is success for an indie game developer?
I guess the feeling that you think, well, I completed my game, and then hopefully somebody will come and enjoy it, will download it and enjoy it.
To make other developers learn something, what resources would you recommend?
Go to the Unity website. That's tutorials about coding, about object placement, about animation.
What do you think about the current marketing strategies in the indie game industry?
That is a topic I need to learn a lot more about.
Where do you see the indie game market going in a few years?
I think it's dividing already into, oh, do you want augmented reality, or do you want to develop a virtual reality app, or do you just want to make an app where people can directly touch and tap, for your phone?
Which other indie game developers, if any, offered you any support or knowledge in creating this game?
Well, I would credit the Unity game developers. They answered my questions when I asked in the Unity Answers. I watched the tutorials. I read Mike Geig's Teach Yourself Unity in 24 Hours. I believe that was the name of the book. And I have many other books.
Is there any AAA studio you would work for if you could?
Well, I'm tempted to say Bethesda, because I enjoyed playing Skyrim very much.
Which game do you wish you had worked on?
I still believe Skyrim. I mean, it is just like a wonderful world where you do a little bit of hunting, collecting the herbs for healing. You have to worry what's going on in those quests. I mean, very exciting quests.
Have you ever worked for other gaming companies?
No.
Have you had any gaming related education at school, or did you learn the whole development process on your own?
Well, I learned game development in an online course run by Rice University.
What game engine did you
As
use, and why did you choose to use this engine?
I chose because they had the most tutorials, the most social support. I don't know how else you would call it, but you can go online and at Unity Answers you can ask a question. That's not enough. We have Unity forums. I've been to the Unity forums.
Where did you grow up?
Oh, well, I grew up in Texas.
What were your childhood
It was
interests?
hot. Well, I enjoyed my games, my toys. Of course, in that time, they were board games like the Clue, the toy like a Merlin.
What is your favorite video game of all time?
That would be a tough one because I'm just right now playing Horizon. Her story's pretty sad, and it could be what I keep mentioning, Skyrim. But I also like the other sci-fi. I think Mass Effect Andromeda, and I would also like to mention the other one, Prey, with the hot glue guns, where they use the hot glue as a weapon.
And your favorite video game of this year?
Well, that is a tough one. It could be either Prey for its use of the glue gun as a weapon, glue cannon, or, as I said, I keep mentioning Skyrim, or
No, I meant
what's
of
the other
this
one?
year, so not for all time, for just this year. 2018.
Okay, then maybe Mass Effect. I played most of it. I think the drama is intense. I think it had some strange parts to it where she could choose any lover she wants, whether it's alien or human. But that wasn't the feature that I was going for. I liked it that it had lots of action, and you could choose which quest you want at a particular time. If you weren't able to finish, you could still go on to the next.
Okay, that was my final question. Do you have other stuff you want to say?
I think that's about it. Other than my game is currently on sale, and it's available on Google Play
Um,
or itch.io if you want to play it on
the
PC.
links to that will be in the description below the video, so everyone can just click that. They don't have to go and search for everything. It's really easy. Yeah, thank you for all of your time.
Well, thank you for hosting my interview.